Yeah, so the problem for the cave artists of the Ice Age was, how do they regain this self, built upon a structure, a physical structure that had evolved over many millions of years. The first layer of that structure being similar, for instance, to chimpanzees, and the second layer, if you like, having evolved for 15 million years subsequent to that, and perhaps 7 million years as upright walkers, when the structure must have become adapted to a life or death struggle for survival. So whether consciousness is there in any way is another question, but the brain itself must have evolved a structure robust enough, or to supply robust enough characteristics for hominids to survive under that sort of pressure. And the problem then for the cave artists is how to regain the use of that structure that in all likelihood had evolved not to give vent to individuality, but as a part of a more extensive organism, if you like. You can see that by analogy with herding animals that do not have to be aware of any threats. They just respond to the individual next to them. So that if a lion, for instance, is chasing a herd of zebra, what the lion's looking for is the individuality, the individual, to do something different to the herd. Predators are looking for that individual. They're actually putting the zebra as a species under pressure to look for any expression of individuality and to take advantage of that expression. And hominids likewise, although in a more complicated way, would have had to evolve as a troop, a social, highly collective group with highly non-individual traits, if you like. They must have operated as a military machine, so that they were resistant to stress, resistant to mortality. If, for instance, one died, another would take its place. Unlike herds, or less like herds, let's say, hominids would have had a division of labour. They would have operated within smaller groups, and more like dogs, each would have had a particular purpose within the group, a particular function. And losing an individual would be damaging to the group because of their specialisations, because of their division of labour. So I think they would have been very much like a military machine, and I think that subsequent to the advent of individuality and consciousness, this expression of militaristic mentality has been manifest. It's probably one of the key characteristics of humankind, that we wage war, we are militaristic. And I think that's a remnant of our having been put under pressure by our environment and the structure of our brain being geared to respond to our environment as a military organisation, which is quite a radical insight really into humankind. Although we think of ourselves as being creative, one of the key factors of humankind is that we wage wars.